that they push a narrative when they try to like make everybody accept the turtles were seeking acceptance from beginning to end of the humans. They wanted to be in their world. They wanted to do all of that stuff, which was, I guess it's somewhat okay considering that they're young teenagers, but at the same time it's like you when you make a you when you make a movie for kids or young teenagers or anybody, you should not make a movie where the person always tries to seek acceptance. Because trying to seek acceptance is the biggest way to fail in life. That's like, if you want acceptance from every single body that you don't even know, then you've already steered yourself wrong.
But at the end of it, they said that I'm not trying to seek acceptance to be one with the humans. They were like, I'm a mutant. That's what I am. So I want to help the humans from this mutant because that big fly was dominating New York. So they were like, oh, let's help the people because this is where we live. Also, I'm sure that they want to destroy everything.
But at the same time, it's just like, of course, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were going to take down the villain. That's going to happen in pretty much every single movie, unless they do a continuous part 1 and part 2. But in this movie, it just felt like they were, even then, like in the original series, and even in like some of the comics that we might have ran across, maybe like in the store back in the day, it was always just the Turtles and Master Splinter. Now there's like every mutant that was even somewhat involved in the storyline is just living with Master Splinter now, which is fine, I guess, because now that can be like a refuge for them. But that was just like, we're not going to have like just the 4 of them. It's going to be like a whole, team effort. So is it really the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Who knows where it's going to go?
It's more like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Friends.
I mean, I think the whole entire time it was always more than just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because you always had April, you always had, I forget his name, but the guy.
What was his name? Johnny that dated April?
I don't know if it was Johnny, I feel like that. It might be, I don't know. But you had the 2 of them. It was never just the 4 of them. It was always April O'Neil and him. So.
Yeah.
I mean, that's with almost every single rendition of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I will give it to them. They didn't make it overly political in this movie.
I didn't get any politics.
I definitely found it funny. It's
Yeah.
pretty funny. It was comical.
I think it's definitely a kid's movie, for sure.
Definitely say 10 or 12 and up.
Yeah, I would say probably 11 and up. Probably good to watch it. Maybe 12 and up, just because at 12 is probably middle school. I mean, some of the language that he used up in it.
Yeah, Ice Cube cussed a little bit. He said, "Damn."
I thought it was a good movie. Go into it. If you watch it, go into it expecting that it's a kids movie. Don't go into it expecting like anything super crazy. I still want one day to have like a more serious rendition of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because there's a comic book series about it's called The Last Ronin. It's basically about one left.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Sure. It's basically about everybody else dies except for Michelangelo, and Michelangelo takes the helm of it, and he has all the weapons. So he has the sword, he has the size, and he has the staff. I read some of it. I thought it was really good, and I wanted like a more serious rendition. I get it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is always and will probably always be more geared towards kids, but it'll be cool if we get that one.
I always say that there's spoilers at the beginning, but when Shredder shows up in the after credit scene, that was pretty cool. At the very end. Well, that wasn't even after credit. It was just at the very end. Like he just pops up overlooking New York or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looks pretty cool. I hope they keep him original because his OG character is very well written, at least on the most part. He's definitely a great villain. He's probably one of the most famous villains, like top maybe 100, top 200 at the very least famous villains of all time. The animation was pretty cool. It's very good for a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah, I love the color. The color of it and the animation of it was amazing. I loved how there was at one scene they went to like kind of like crayon effect to where they colored in everything. They kind of drew like everybody. It was kind of when at the beginning of the movie, whenever they were looking for like acceptance from the humans, and they were like, "Oh, we're going to save the city so that we can be one with the humans or whatever." I thought that was cool, and they kind of like drew it up. Yeah, I thought it was super dope.
It was a good movie. I definitely give it like I'll round up. I was gonna say 6.8 out of 10, but I'll give that a 7. No, yeah, 6.5. I'll give it 6.5.
I was teetering between 6 and 6.5. It's good.
Of course, it's not the best movie that's come out. It was definitely good. It's worthwhile.
Solid. It's good.
If you have a kid that's 10 and up, you know, you can watch it with them. It'd be Strays, we did a review on that one. Go check that video out, by the way. Strays is a great movie. Do not take your kid to go see.
Good movie. Like I said, 6.5 out of 10. Not probably won't be like definitely not the best animated movie this year because you got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse that came out. But it was good. It's a solid movie. The voice acting wasn't bad.
I love seeing Jackie Chan in pretty much any movie. So, you know, Jackie Chan, he did a good part. They definitely pay homage to his earlier fight scenes in his career. Cop Story, I believe that's what it's called. That's one of my favorite movies. Definitely just some like choreography of his and over time. I would say that the martial arts were definitely cool. Of course, they were, you know, animated, so, you know, suspension of reality in some of the scenes, but, you know, they kept it very realistic. They kept it very clean and nice, so I enjoyed it.
It was cool. The voice acting wasn't like super. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm blown away. Like, this is definitely, it's good. They definitely blew their budget on getting Ice Cube and Jackie Chan. Everybody else was just cool. Did a good job. If this is like your first voice acting gig, you did a great job for your first. After that, then you kind of probably want to step it up a little bit for the next, whatever you voice next. And if they are seasoned vets for voice acting, sorry, this wasn't your best one, but I think whatever they do, and they just come, there's going up against a very tough movie. Another movie that came out this year, another movie that does great animation. This is it's the worst version of Across the Spider-Verse. The animation isn't as good, the voice acting isn't as good, the music isn't as good, as opposed to having, of course, Across the Spider-Verse had the money for it. They had Metro Boomin produce all of it. This was more of like music, the old music they just like compiled into this. And Metro Boomin was able to produce all of the whole entire Across the Spider-Verse movie. So I thought it was good. It was great homage to older generations of music, especially. Good. I like the music. Yeah, it was good. It was great timing on most of the movie. None of it ever felt like, oh, that's out of place. So.
The music was definitely in our generation. I don't know if kids these days would really like, you know where that music came from. It's definitely nice music for a kids movie. Not saying that it's not. They had this one classic song that came out in the 70s or 80s. No, it was definitely the 70s. Yeah, I think it's like if you have kids, of course, 10 and up. If you have kids and you guys want to go see a movie one day, and like this is the type of movie you would kind of make memories with. Like you go maybe get some pizza because you know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles love pizza. Get some ice cream, some soda, like a kind of like a back in the day 2012 type thing, you know. So yeah, it's nice. I like it. I think that if the Fly had just become like stronger, that would have been enough. I feel like it was kind of overkill adding all the other animals because it became more like it was just a mass of strength instead of like he was just just the Fly, which kind of takes the main theme out of it. But either way, the Fly, he becomes a fly again, right? And then they somehow catch him, which catching a fly in New York, that's like needle in a haystack. But yeah, it was interesting. I'm sure like it's more wild for kids to see. Yeah, I'm sure for kids it's probably a pretty magical movie. So yeah, that's my opinion.
I said it was good because I didn't expect much. Yeah. They had a good resolution. They had a good full circle moment towards the end and the climax of it. So yeah, it was good. It wasn't super crazy or anything. It didn't fail. That's what a lot of movies do. They have like good moments, and then whenever they get to it, and then they have the resolution, they kind of drop off. This one probably stayed steady the whole time. Cool, Ninja Turtles, probably like a 5.
I was gonna say like a 4 because I wanted to leave room for like improvement, for it to like improve my or exceed my expectations. Because of course I want to see a Ninja Turtle movie that is going to like, you know, blow my mind. Because we grew up with like there was that live action one, which I'm sure it was good to us back then. But I'm sure if we look back at it now, it'd probably be.
That was the 90s.
Then there was an animated one, or more animated, whichever one. It was cool.
Yeah, I know that's the one I remember. That one came out in 2008, 2010 or something. That one was good. It's called TMNT. That one was good. Yeah,
it was very serious, more serious. I'll just say that like I know they're gonna change something, and I just hope they don't change anything about like Master Shredder because he's an awesome villain. As I said before, he's definitely top 100, maybe 200 noticeable villains of all time because he's dressed up as an overkill samurai, you know. So he's very noticeable, cool villain. I'm sure the story's gonna change between Master Splinter and Shredder. So I mean, it already did, but yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys go enjoy this movie if you do decide to see it.
Yep. So hit the thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell us what you liked about the movie. Yeah.
Any recommendations?
Give us a lot of recommendations. Get him to watch some anime. Behind the camera.
Still trying to get me on the anime.
Yeah.
And like I said, if they really do it, I might be able to get y'all to be on the Star Wars stuff.
Oh, man. I love Star Wars, but new stuff. Never mind. Yeah. This is the end of the video. We don't need to go any further about that.
Hit the bell for notification.